Hello, everybody. Hello, Leon here, coming back at you really quick with this super glass cannon build. It's insane, but it is a ton of fun to play. And I just want to say that this build is not really my idea. I changed some things about it, but I stumbled across this on a YouTube video called Boots Bad Builds. It's called the Fezzik Guardian, and you can look that up. It's a series that he does with wooden potatoes. It's lots of fun. Theory crafts things that aren't always great, but I really think he has a gem here, and it's amazing. And I wanted to bring it all to you. So if you enjoyed this video, I'm going to leave the link for that one down in the description, because I'm going to make this the quickest build video I've ever made. I'm not really going to go in depth with the traits and whatnot, because I really feel like if you want to learn more about the build, you should watch his video, because this is what he came up with. And it's tons and tons of fun. Last thing I'm going to say before we roll into the intro is I do not recommend this for solo queuing. It's really weak on healing and condi removal. You definitely want to bring a friend who is strong in those things, such as an elementalist, which is what I did in the gameplay video I'm going to put in at the end of this. The elementalists are a real big boon to this because they can keep you alive while you just melt people's faces off. This is going to be great, so I hope you're still here after the intro. Alright, welcome back everybody. Really quick, we'll make this super quick. We'll go into the aesthetics. These are the new devoted weapon skins, which I think are really cool. Goes well with a burn guardian look. And the ice encasement outfit, which unfortunately is no longer available in the gem store, but if you do have it, you could look this way if you wanted. And then our Wings of Ascension, which I just love the particle effects on that. So just throwing that in there real quick, because sometimes there's somebody who asks, and now hopefully you don't have to. So we're going to go into this. I'm not really going to explain much. Except for this, our condition that we're putting on people to melt people's faces off is burning. So it only makes sense to take Sigil of Smoldering with you and increase your inflicted burn duration by 20%, which is a pretty big amount. And then for my staff, which may seem really crazy, but this is how I do a lot of my DPS. I'll stand back and I'll pop my F3 and kind of circle around people while blasting them in the face with the staff to stack tons and tons of burning. And that's what's crazy about this. You literally can auto attack and watch people melt. This is the easiest way to dish out DPS I've ever seen. So for this one, I put the Sigil of Bursting to add condition damage, and then usually I'm close to people when I'm swapping to my sword. So it made sense to put Sigil of Doom to have an extra stack of a condition that they might remove instead of your burning, so they can take more damage, and it will reduce their healing if they heal while this is on, which is always useful. Less healing for your enemy is always better. We run the Carry-On Amulet just for extra vitality, the power, so you can still kind of smack people with physical damage. Not much. It's not going to make a big deal. But obviously, your big amount of condition damage there, and you can see our condition damage is pretty good. Alright, so I'm not going to go over all of these traits. If you wanted, you could just pause the video here and copy and paste it if that's what you wanted to do. But we run Virtues, Radiance, and Dragon Hunter, and this can become slightly more powerful if you run another trait, which you'll be able to find in Boots' video. But the reason I take this is for being slightly less of a glass cannon, so you don't just drop. You'll see how easily I drop in the gameplay footage, but you do so much burning that there are times I've dropped and then watched two people die while I'm in down state because they're burning so quickly that they go down and die just a second later, and I come back up. It's crazy. It's nuts. But yeah, so I run it. For one, your traps here are going to give you extra hits to get more burning on people, and then you get burning when you block attacks, and this can block an ass ton of attacks. So usually I pop this while I'm circling the enemy and just smacking them in the face. You also have Empower, which isn't a skill I've been able to use for a long time, but if you pop this before going on the point, look at that extra condition damage increase. It's crazy. It's amazing. So, the only trait I'm really going to explain is Permeating Wrath, and that's what makes this build what it is. Virtue of Justice passive effect. So this one down here, burning people when you attack. Not only burns your target, but also burns the target area around you, or all the enemies around them. And its number of attacks to trigger is 3, but that includes everyone you hit, and I just tested this out to make sure. That includes everyone you hit, so if you're hitting 3 people at a time, you're stacking burn on them for every single auto attack if you're hitting 3 people at a time, and then on top of that, those burns are spreading to each other, and you can just stack so much burning so quickly. It's insane. With, which I can't believe I didn't go over it, Rune of the Mad King, which is something I'd never expect to put on a build. Oh man, okay. Bleeding duration doesn't matter, we don't really bleed people, but summon ravens to attack nearby enemies when you activate an elite skill, which is on a 45-second cooldown, which is why I bring Fuel My Wrath, because it's also on a 45-second cooldown, and it increases your auto attack speed, because you get quickness, and so those birds are also stacking shit tons of burns on your enemies while you're attacking them as well. And you can just, in seconds from this, just this one skill in auto attacking, do thousands and thousands of damage per tick with burning. The only thing I will say though is this can be evaded and blocked. So I recommend spamming just a couple auto attacks first to make sure you've removed blocks, and then apply this just to kind of cover your ass. But people still will evade it sometimes, and it kind of breaks your soul and makes you sad. But the good thing is, you can apply burns all the time. It's not completely reliant on this, but when this does pop, it's even more insane. So if you wanted, you could also bring the Elite Trap, because it pulls people together and makes sure that they're spreading burns around, because it doesn't have a super big radius for the spread. What is it? Radius 240, which is a little bit more than you might think. I noticed that I'm spreading burns all the time, but that's another thing that's a killer for this build is the map. You always want to vote for maps with small control points, like basically anything other than Legacy of the Foefire, because that has that massive control point in the middle, so people are more spread out. And if you go to the maps that have the smaller control points, you can hit everyone a lot more and just be dishing out pain, just straight pain. It's crazy. So I'm going to show this off really quick and then get into that gameplay footage that I promised. Another thing I'll say, another reason this is bad for solo queuing, got this guy up here. Your damage is going to go way down when you're not attacking multiple targets, and it's a huge difference. So this build is really bad at anything that's not a team fight, but your damage is still pretty formidable single target, but they're going to burst you down faster than you will burst them down if you don't have help. I still win 1v1s sometimes, but it's a lot less likely, so stick with a friend, bring an elementalist along for the ride, or anything else that has great Condi removal, and or some healing. And this thing is going to melt faces. Oh man, so I'm just going to show you this here. All I'm going to do for this first demonstration really quick is pop my ultimate and spam my auto attack, and watch all of these guys right here, these ones right here, are all just going to disappear. Alright, here we go. Look at that. Look. Oh, it's so satisfying. It's ridiculous. This build is the most damage I've ever seen with such a simple rotation. And with that being said, you can add to that and put more. That's just simply popping your ultimate and auto attacking. You have this area of attack, and that was even without my Empower, so minus that 360 condition damage. The other thing that's really cool, I bring along Sanctuary. I think this is a little bit extra protection. You can be inside of this protective bubble, gaining healing, and no one can come mess with you. Well, if they have stability, they can, but they're going to lose it really quick. And you can be inside here, reflecting projectiles and bringing pain on the enemy. We bring Precision of Blades, or Procession of Blades, just because it can hit a lot of people really fast. So this alone is going to just stack tons of burning. I bring this just for the Condi removal. You're also traded for this to have Condi removal as well. Or, well, not traded, it just removes Condi. And then, like I said, you could bring the ultimate trap if you want to bring everyone closer together. But I played with both. I feel like this works a lot better, and it's perfect because it has the 45-second cooldown as well. So I'm going to show you with the sword and the trap and everything in the Empower real quick how quickly this build can just wreck shop. So I'm going to pop our Empower, and we're going to sprint in, lay our trap down, lay this down. Blah, look at this. Look at this madness. And that was without our ultimate, which will greatly increase the amount of burning that you're putting on people because of those birds. Those birds are some vicious bastards when you're playing this. So, if you enjoyed this, if you want to learn more about the build, look in the link below for Boots builds. Because I got to give him all the credit of this. He's the reason I'm having so much fun. But I wanted to bring it to my viewers as well, and anyone else who might stumble across this video, so maybe you can have just as much fun with this as well. So this is the ultimate glass cannon build, but you're going to be dishing out, or you're going to be taking about as much damage as you're dishing out. So play it carefully, play it with a friend. If you don't want to pull your hair out, don't bring this into solo queues. So without further ado, I will put the gameplay footage on the screen, and I hope you enjoy. See you soon.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. You Waking up, I'm taking chances tonight. I'm opening my eyes and I'm feeling alive. You give me all the strength that I need, and I wanna know if I can be by your side. Waking up, I'm taking chances tonight. I'm opening my eyes and I'm feeling